America, incredibly talented artisans are making amazing objects the old-fashioned way, by hand. On this episode of Handcrafted America, curves rule the day. This award-winning Charlestonian's work can be seen in museums all over the world.
I enjoy working with my hands, and no 2 days really are ever alike.
Believe it or not, the wood in this incredible guitar came from a building in Detroit that looked like this.
If you really work with the wood, you can find beautiful guitars inside of them.
The words circular and wood plank don't usually go together, but an Atlanta craftsman is making infinity-shaped bookcases all the same.
We're gonna bend that.
These artisans are definitely ahead of the curve.
Oh, you made that thing shine.
A daily cup of tea is a very sophisticated habit. And this sleek silver teapot is made by an artisan who is passionate about creating a piece that is functional and timeless.
In historic Charleston, South Carolina, you'll find a silversmith who creates beautiful and refined silver teapots. Her award-winning work is exhibited in museums around the globe. Kaminer Hayslip is a talented young artisan who has mastered the historic craft of silversmithing.
I enjoy working with my hands, and no 2 days really are ever alike. Growing up, I was always interested in drawing and painting. Well, I think the art component of being interested in drawing as well as sculpture is what kind of led to creating objects.
Kaminer studied metals and jewelry making in college. Everything changed in a class with acclaimed British silversmith Alfred Ward.
We made a silver spoon. It was also the first time I had done a combination of wood and silver together. That one project set me really on the path to making functional objects.
It would normally take Kaminer more than a month to make one of her teapots. Its design came to her quite naturally.
The inspiration for the teapot came from a bird form. The body was based on the bird's body. The spout was based on a bird's beak. The handle was based on a bird's wing.
She first works out the teapot's exact measurements.
I like to figure it out on paper first. It's much easier and faster to change it.
Not to mention, she doesn't run the risk of wasting expensive material.
Okay, one sheet of silver is how much?
Around $1,000.
Then she creates a colored pencil sketch of the teapot's design. She then cuts out a 3D paper model.
So from here, I'll trace it onto sheet silver and then pierce it out with a saw. Basically what I'm doing is I'm looking about 1 millimeter ahead of the saw. You want to stay on that line.
You are perfectly on that line.
I'm not moving the blade, but I'm actually moving the piece of silver.
See? All right, here is our spout.
We're going to shape it into a spout.
What she said.
Working with silver is a time-consuming process, and Kaminer aims for perfection. Each piece of the pot will take many hours to shape and set.
Well, I am going for the illusion that it was manufactured, but it was actually made by hand. So we're going to use a nylon pear mallet for the shaping.
Why nylon?
It won't put any unnecessary marks into the silver, just like the sandbag.
Shaping the silver puts a gentle curve in it. It makes the material easier to work with when she begins forming it on this iron stake. Kaminer uses many different hammers and other tools to create the exact curves of the pot.
What is this thing? It's like I'm in a horror film.
This stake is for the sides of the spout.
Once the piece is perfect, she'll flatten or planish it with a metal hammer.
How time-consuming is this?
Well, it can be very time-consuming because trying to get the precise curves and exact shape, you have to keep an eye on to make sure the sides are lining up.
And you do that all by your eye?
Yes, and feel.
After many hours of cutting and shaping, Kaminer solders all the pot's pieces together. She's demonstrating here on the spout. Then she files and sands them with 220 grit sandpaper.
So this is the sanded surface right here, and we're gonna make it shiny.
Yes. There is around 5 or 6 steps involved to take it from the sanded finish to the high shine mirror finish using different wheels as well as different compounds. So what you want to do is just constantly keep it moving and follow the curve of the surface.
I see that huge difference.
So I'll do the body first, and then the base goes on. Then I'll do the spout, then I'll put the back piece on, then I put the top on.
Using a scroll saw, Kaminer cuts 2 pieces of wood for the handle.
The handle is actually composed of 2 pieces of Purple Heart. We drill 2 holes, then the silver piece will snap in.
Right in, okay.
Then Kaminer adds pins to the other side of the silver and snaps on the second piece of Purple Heart. The handle is hand sanded to a smooth finish. She adds a thin coat of matte lacquer and uses an industrial epoxy to glue the finished handle to the body.
All the components have to work together. The spout has to work, the handle has to work, it has to be balanced. It needs to be beautiful and aesthetically pleasing as well.
This teapot is $4,300. Kaminer says you can taste the quality.
Does the tea actually taste better?
I think so.
When you drink it out of silver?
So you won't get any additive taste like you would from
So
like
it
stainless
does taste
steel.
better.
Yes.
Okay. Kaminer's tasteful work is the perfect blend of her upbringing and her classical silversmith training. Cheers.
Some guitar players like to trash their instruments, but this one makes his instruments from trash.
All this wood would have gone into a dumpster in a typical project.
All music has a story, but this guitar tells a tale even when it's not being played. In fact, this isn't just any guitar, it's a part of Detroit's history.
Detroit, Michigan was once the heartbeat of industry and music. It was the place of American dreamers and doers. Tough times brought a rough reputation the city is working hard to move beyond. One of the people transforming this place is Mark Wallace.
For a long time, the whole city looked like something most people would want to walk away from.
Yeah.
And to take something everyone else is ignoring and really put it front and center is a beautiful thing. Shows the potential of what we have.
Mark digs deep into the maker and music roots of this city, handcrafting its potential with electric guitars.
I grew up on Detroit music. I mean, Motown when I was a little kid, that's all my parents played. Yeah, I picked up the bass when I was in 6th grade. I mean, my first guitar was a $200 guitar I bought in a pawn shop on Telegraph Avenue. So for me to be able to make guitars, they're much better than I ever could have afforded when I was a kid. It's really nice.
These aren't just really nice. Each instrument from Wallace Detroit Guitars is made from wood torn out of homes and buildings long forgotten. Like this guitar, made of recycled wood from the old Detroit firehouse.
Wow.
This is my baby. All this wood would have gone into a dumpster in a typical project. So for me, it's kind of a symbol of what the city can do. So to have an instrument like this, a tangible before and after visual of what the city could become is really important for me.
The process begins here at the Architectural Salvage Warehouse of Detroit.
All this wood came from the city of Detroit, from this region. And if you really work with the wood, you can find beautiful guitars inside of them.
Chris Rutherford runs this warehouse and works with artisans and DIYers all over the city.
We take this lumber and we create jobs out of it, and we turn it into opportunity for Detroiters and make it into beautiful products like a guitar.
Chris planes the rough parts off of the old wood and makes them as even as possible. Then that wood gets passed to the next set of hands on the Wallace Detroit guitar team, luthier Rye Charters. Rye's been making guitars for 20 years, but working with wood from reclaimed housing stock is different from traditional guitar making.
What do you do about the holes, like things like this?
Sometimes we'll fill them in. Occasionally we'll get lucky and we'll go through a piece of wood and find the imprint of a screw, and you can see the threads and everything in there, and we'll try to leave that in, some character.
Yeah, character.
Yeah. So we'll take and glue up about 6 pieces of pine with the end grain running that way. And then as we flip it and turn it over, we start to get into some of the pattern making.
Love that.
You know, this little piece up here is just going to fly off when we start machining it.
We can't keep that?
We can't, unless we moved it way over, or
I mean,
we could.
that's like a tattoo on the guitar.
It is
I love that.
You know, I think you're right, so let's just switch those 2 around. And then it'll be nice and visible right up there. That's tons of character.
You know,
Really
guitarists
wonderful.
spend years beating up their guitars to have just what you just made.
The bones of the old Detroit firehouse are finally starting to look like something new. We know it's gonna look good, but how does it sound?
It's a beautiful instrument. Love it. Love it.
Detroit, Michigan is a town known for rocking and rolling. This place has deep music roots and a long, proud tradition in manufacturing.
The city is full of people who know how to make things, and I really wanted to fit into that history. A lot of people have metal shops and wood shops in their garages around here, and I wanted to get back to that history.
Mark Wallace looked around his hometown, and where others saw ruin, he saw potential. He came up with an idea: take old wood from decaying Detroit buildings and use it to make gorgeous electric guitars. This one is on display at the Foundation Hotel, which used to be the old Detroit Fire Department headquarters.
If you look at the wood, this is exactly what it used to look like. This wood
That's the wood.
came out of this building as well. So this is sort of the before and after photo. This
You
is
did good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You made that thing shine.
Luthier Rye Charters took some of that same wood and glued it up in a pattern. Now it's being computer cut into a classic electric guitar shape, full of sleek lines and curves. Next, Rye and I start working on the head and neck, which he's cut from Michigan maple and East Indian rosewood. The headstock is sanded, and then it's time for the frets.
Pretty much just get it lined up, and we've got a dual-headed hammer. We've got the soft nylon side and the dead blow with the metal side. So start off with this guy and just kind of hit it in, and then I turn it over and go back over with the dead blow like that.
And
that's all
how do
it
you
is.
know when it's fully in there and when you can stop?
You can
'Cause you've
feel
done
it.
a million times.
Right.
Next, we drill the tuner holes with a jig that allows Rye to drill in the exact spot.
If you're off at all, though, what does it do? It just messes with the sound, or will it?
Oh, it keeps
Can
me
you
up
hear
at
it?
night. I just, you know, I can't
'Cause
take
you're a
it.
perfectionist
Right?
and-
Yeah, it bugs me. I have
Yeah.
to start over.
The marker dots are glued in place. And then the head is branded with the company logo.
Making Detroit proud, right there.
The whole guitar is finished with a mix of linseed, tongue, and urethane oil. There's a lot of Detroit can-do attitude in the making of these guitars. Rye even created his own pickup winder. The pickup creates a sound in an electric guitar. It turns a string's vibration into an electric signal. It's made by wrapping a magnet with thousands of turns of copper wire.
We found this at a garage sale for $1. It was a speedometer tester. And it was hooked up to a speedometer, and you could turn this up and down at various levels, but it's got a forward and reverse and all the things that we needed for a pickup winder, so we added this and made a little wheel guide here.
Then things start to heat up. We have to seal the pickup tight so the wire stays stable. It's called potting the pickup, and Rye's taking that whole potting thing very seriously.
In this kitchen, we're cooking up some paraffin wax, and this is an old fondue pot, which does the job just great. We set it to the cheese setting. That's where the good stuff is. When we pot it, it seals all that up and makes it a little bit more stable.
The guitar is pure Michigan. Even the nickel-wrapped strings are sourced locally.
Usually there's little individual grommets that each string will go into, but drilling through pine can be pretty difficult. It's so soft that the bit wants to wander, so we made a custom plate that will go right through, and it just makes life easier.
The string anchors in the plate on the back of the guitar and then runs up the neck and around the tuning peg.
The first note of this Wallace guitar.
These guitars sell for $2,000 and up. Mark and his team have a vision, and their handcrafted skills strike the perfect chord in their town.
All right, Mark, so I've seen how your guitars are made. I want to hear how they sound.
Well, here's my friend Lathal Siding to play for you.
Detroit sounds good! Yeah. Is it happening?
It's happening.
Okay, we're bending wood. Bending wood, people.
Nerve-wracking is worth it. Can you imagine bending this hard branch into a perfect seamless circle? Yeah, neither can I.
Just outside of Monroe, Georgia, Eric McKenna threw aside his desk job to pursue his passion, making one-of-a-kind furniture, all by hand. Each unique piece comes from fallen trees Eric discovers.
I try to get as much rescued wood as I can, which means that if I see a tree down in someone's yard, I'll drop a letter off and say, hey, I'd love to take your tree and turn it into something beautiful.
The reclaimed wood is dried for months in his basement. Today, Eric is using white oak for his infinity bookcase because it bends well.
So obviously there's gonna be a little bit of work we have to do, and it'll get us even closer to the goal of getting these wood fibers parallel, but we'll go up to the shop and start processing this down a little bit.
We're gonna bend that.
That's right.
To create the final bending planks, Eric has to cut the wood to the perfect length, width, and thickness.
All right, so basically we're gonna turn this guy into a bunch of these guys.
The bending planks are now ready for Eric's custom homemade steam box. It takes 30 minutes to steam the white oak. Eric loves tools and has handmade a lot of them, including the one that we just used to finish steaming the wood. He also made a custom jig we're about to use to bend the wood. It's a complex process, and we only have about a minute to take the wood from the steamer and bend it in the jig.
You want to
get the wood?
I'm going to get the wood.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, I'm nervous. Just go do it. Hurry.
If Eric doesn't make the 1 minute window, he has to start all over again. Talk about pressure.
It's happening? Is it happening?
It's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
In?
Shove it in there.
Okay.
Tight. All right, now help me push this bend around. Here you go. Keep going. Keep pushing.
I feel like it's
Keep
gonna
pushing.
snap.
Now, you go ahead. Start with the clamp.
Okay. Okay. Nerve-wracking is worth it. Okay. All right.
You're doing fine. You're doing great.
There, that's perfect.
That was awesome. I bent some wood. That was a first.
What Eric just created is only half of the shape we need. In order to create those infinity rings, Eric needs to use a complicated technique called half-lap joinery. Eric shows me how it works on a couple of short boards. First, he marks where the pieces will intersect with a sharp blade. Then, he adds a visual aid for accuracy.
Using blue tape, I'm able to really see where I want to cut to. I'm really trying to just get rid of the majority of the waste.
After the saw comes the chisels.
And all I do to get this side is kind of just peer over the back edge.
This is not a short process,
I could do it in like a 14-hour day.
but when it's done, wow.
You end up with something that from the front kind of looks like one piece.
Before the rings can be joined, Eric takes a dry run with the two pre-cut halves.
This little jig, it's got these components on it which mimic the desired width of the shelf. So what that does is it holds the piece as if the shelves were there, even though they're not, in order to position it as most accurately as I can while I glue it up.
If everything fits, Eric applies glue to the joinery and then slides the pieces together. They dry for about 2 hours, which gives us time to book match the shelves made from redwood that was rescued from an old water treatment plant.
The term book match comes from the fact that one, we've cut the board in the middle and we've opened it up like you would open a book.
Like a book, yeah.
The match part comes from the concept that we've created a grain match, a mirror image.
The redwood is planed to the same thickness and then glued together.
So that's a shelf that's prepared to be fit into the rings.
Eric squeezes the rings so they get a bit wider and slides the shelves in. He drills a hole through the white oak and into the redwood, then adds oak dowels to lock the shelf into place. Finally, the whole thing is finished with a wipe-on Danish oil.
And once you get this done, what's the price on it?
It would be roughly $1,600.
$1,600? It is mind-blowing to think that this came from rescued wood. I will never look at a fallen tree the same way, like this one. See? I got one for you, Eric.
Sleek and curved silver, infinity-shaped wood bookcases, rounded and rockin' ingrain guitars. There's something about the curvy products that these artisans make that seems to draw the eye.
The people that buy my furniture, they're immediately struck with something. It's like, oh my gosh, you feel this connection with it.
Of course, turning these hard, flat materials into a curved shape is not the easy way to do things.
Why can't you just bend it with your hands?
Well, because you won't have a smooth curve.
But for these makers, it's the only way to do it right.